This is CIG Television. I'm Shanda Gallego, in for Donna Bush with your news brief and weather forecast. Thanks for joining us. In today's top story, the Royal Cayman Islands Police today released their 2020 crime and traffic statistics at a press briefing at the Government Administration Building. Developments included decreases in serious crime and overall crime compared to 2019. In response to a media question, Commissioner of Police Derek Byrne discussed the impact of COVID-19 on the statistics.
So if you examine the crime report and you see there were 4,281 crimes, 680 of which were COVID. So the figure is 3,601 net crime, net of COVID, which actually represents a 12.8 reduction on the 2019 figures. So I think we go back to what I had said during press conferences. We operated in partnership with the community during the what we call lockdown or shelter in place or curfew restrictions. It was a partnership approach and it was a public health crisis. And I think the real figures represent a 12.8 reduction in crime across a broad range of categories. So I don't think that there's any concern that crime has risen, even taking the COVID factor into consideration.
The Commissioner also outlined how his organization responded to an increase in bladed crime after the end of the COVID-19 curfew.
Expressed the concern later in the year, and I suppose as the economy started to open and the nighttime economy returned and became very active, we did see an increase in bladed weapons, and we also put in Operation Blade Runner for that. And that again was a partnership with the chairman of the licensing board, with the licensees themselves, with security personnel and additional patrols. And that basically brought it under control in terms of dealing with the bladed weapons. So going into 2021, we still have some concerns around the bladed weapons. We're not saying that crime has gone away. We still need to be very alert.
The RCIPS team noted the role of community policing in contributing to the overall decrease in crime.
Our CPD department has really been very, very active in going into the communities. They have launched a number of neighborhood watches, which I would like to say would have been a contributing factor in some of the low numbers in burglaries that we've been having, but a decrease. So we intend to keep that up over 2021, and hopefully that will continue to reap benefits.
The Commissioner offered more details on how the police partnered with the community to combat crime in 2020.
This is about the partnership we're having with the community that Acting Superintendent Ebanks. We've held partnership training courses with private security firms. We promote crime prevention, home crime prevention, better alarms, better systems, better car systems. Don't leave property lying in your car visible for somebody to go around. Burglary has shown, this is the 6th year that burglary has shown a decrease, and actually for the 2020 figures has shown a remarkable decrease of near on 40%. And so far this year in 2021 we're showing a further decrease. And I did mention earlier we don't want to become complacent or over-relaxed about that, but we do think that homeowners are taking more responsibility. We think that our patrols have increased, are paying dividends, and we do think that our targeting of recidivist offenders has helped in terms of reducing the burglary rate. It's something we do have to keep a focus on. But I do stress that this is a really safe place to reside and to work in the Cayman Islands. And no matter where you look at the figures, it's borne out. This is a really safe place.
Visit the rcips.ky press release section to find out more about the 2020 crime and traffic statistics. Today, we bring you our final story from Saturday's COVID-19 vaccination event, where CIG-TV spoke to Deputy Premier Chris Saunders. Deputy Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honourable Christopher Saunders, who received his first COVID-19 vaccine dose this past Saturday, May 8th, talked to us about the importance of getting vaccinated ahead of the June 9th cutoff date for first doses.
I think it's important for everyone to get vaccinated. One, it'd be better for us as a community and a country, but also you got to think about many other countries where people are literally having vaccine desperation, and I think it would look bad for us internationally if we were to basically have these vaccines expire and people out there are literally dying to get it. I think that will definitely do like just serious damage to our reputation internationally.
Deputy Premier Saunders also underscored the ongoing border closures' effect on the Cayman Islands economy.
No, well, first of all, I think it's important for us to safely reopen our borders. We see the projected deficit that we're having right now for this year, around 157 million. And I think if there's any doubt as to the value of what tourism brings to our country, this is definitely it. We see the struggle in the government finances. We see many families struggling of not being able to provide for their own families. So we directly can see what the economy looks like without tourism, without it being a full economy.
The finance minister pointed out that there are also less quantifiable human and mental health costs of people being out of work for so long.
And a lot of people that we speak to within the tourism industry, they actually want to be back out there. They don't want to be receiving a stipend. They want to be working. They want to be seeing people, and they actually miss it. I mean, these are people who enjoy, seeing other people being happy and so forth. So, from that standpoint, I've met with many of them and realized, how empty they feel from being home for so long. They're anxious to get back out also.
The vaccination challenge continues through June 9th. Details of the COVID-19 vaccination schedule can be found at hsa.ky/public-health/coronavirus. Today is International Nurses Day, and the Cayman Islands is about midway through its observance of Nurses Week. To mark the occasion, the Health Services Authority released special messages from its CEO, Lizette Yearwood, a former nurse, as well as Dr. Hazel Brown, the current Chief Nursing Officer.
HSA or any other healthcare provider would not be able to function without nurses. Whether it's the tiniest baby in the newborn nursery or the critically ill patient on the intensive care unit with a long road to recovery, or the terminally ill patient, they all need you. Caring, compassionate, courageous professionals. And we see this every single day. And we saw this especially during the COVID pandemic, when so many of you sacrificed being with your families in order to take care of COVID patients. And even now, you sacrifice your days off to help us with the COVID vaccine drive. The Cayman Islands owes you a debt of gratitude, and today on Nurses Day, we want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We appreciate you and we love you. Happy Nurses Day.
The past year has been one of unprecedented challenge for each of us. Through all our fears and anxious hours, I have been inspired by your commitment to our patients, your unquestionable professionalism, and your unrivaled sense of humor. Even if my energy started to falter, I was buoyed up by your dedication and courage. I am so very proud of you and so thankful for such an amazing team. To each and every one I say, a million thanks for all you do to provide care and support for our patients, for each other, and for the greater Cayman community. Happy Nurses Day and happy belated Midwives Day. May God bless you all.
Turning to the latest weather report, the synopsis calls for light easterly winds and slight to moderate seas to continue across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours in association with a high-pressure system over the central Atlantic Ocean. Radar images show showers in and around the Cayman area moving towards the northwest. There will be partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the upper 70s. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. For the latest weather forecast, visit weather.gov.ky. And that ends today's news brief here on CIG Television. I'm Shanda Gallego, inviting you to join us again for tomorrow's newscast.